Let me show you how easy it is to make this emulsified watermelon tallow sugar scrub. The best thing about emulsified sugar scrubs is that they easily wash away with water, which means no oily grime left on you or on your bathtub. We definitely don't want straight oil sugar scrubs going down our drains, as that's a sure way to damage your drain, your pipes, or your septic tank. So the ingredients you will need are soft and silky emulsifying wax. You can use regular emulsifying wax if you want, but the silky one is really nice. It's my favorite. Tallow, or you can use another hard butter like cocoa butter, jojoba oil, or another oil of your choice, regular granulated sugar, poppy seeds, vitamin E, and a preservative. We used watermelon fragrance oil and a reddish pink mica to color this. Equipment you will need is a jar to store it in, mixing bowls, a deep stovetop pan for heating, and heat-safe jars or bowls or beakers or measuring cups. You don't have to make a watermelon scented one. You can easily swap that out for an essential oil if you want, or maybe even a lemon essential oil. So here's the formula if you want to look at it and write it down. On the left, it's the exact grams and weights for a 20-ounce batch, and on the right is the full formula with the percentages. The sugar, we are going to be doing a 1-to-1 amount for the total amount of oil in grams. So the total oil portion of the formula, which is the tallow and the oils, is roughly around 527 grams. We're going to be using close to that amount in sugars, if that makes sense. I like my sugar scrubs really thick, so if you want yours less thick, then do around 500 grams of sugar. So to start, we're going to measure out our wax at 113 grams, and then we're going to set it aside. Then we will measure out our tallow and oil, and we're going to heat those together in one beaker. I did jojoba oil and almond in this. You can actually use whichever oils you like, even really light ones like caprylic triglycerides. I would say don't use too much of really heavy oils like olive oil, but you can definitely try a portion of it and see how you like it, how it feels. After we've weighed those, we are going to combine them all together in a water bath until they are all fully melted. Once that has fully melted, we are going to remove it from our water bath and stir them really well. And then we're going to add our sugar, and it's okay to add your sugar while it's really hot. The sugar won't dissolve because it can't dissolve in oil. So we're going to pour all of our sugar in there slowly and hand mix it really well. And once it's cooled a little bit, we can go ahead and add the remaining ingredients. There's no specific order here. You can add them as you'd like. I did the poppy seeds first, and I ended up adding less than 5.6 grams because I didn't want too many poppy seeds. So just eyeball it until you get the amount that you like. Then I added 1.5 teaspoons of my mica and mixed that in really well. Remember, this is going to take some time to thicken up, so don't worry if it's still very fluid. Once it's cooled a little bit more, not completely cool, but probably around 90 degrees or so, is when I add the fragrance oil, vitamin E, and the preservative. For my preservative, I use Germall Plus, but you can use whichever one you are more comfortable with. You do need a preservative in this, even though there is no water in it, because if it's going to be in your bathroom or going to be around water, and you plan on using it in the shower, it could come into contact with water, so we want to make sure that this is properly preserved so it lasts a long time. We're going to let this sit for at least an hour at room temperature, or you can put it in your refrigerator to speed it up a little bit. So let's come back when it's a bit more solidified. You're more than welcome to stir this if you want every 10 or 15 minutes until it thickens up. I just let mine sit for a while. And when we come back, you can see how much thicker it is, and lovely. Just listen to the sound of that sugar crunching. For my ASMR people. So we're going to put this in 8-ounce jars. This recipe makes 5 8-ounce size jars or 10 4-ounce jars. You can use whichever jars you like. You can even use a 16-ounce jar, a giant one. It's very easy to scoop and just put into the jars. Let's test our sugar scrubs with some water and see how they perform. They feel really nice on the skin, and they rub in really well, and they aren't greasy at all. It feels almost like rubbing a moisturized lotion with some sugar scrub into your skin. Let's add some water and see how it washes away. And there's no residue left on my skin. Your skin is left so smooth. I hope you enjoyed this formula. I made a little label for it, so that just says watermelon scrub. I just used my thermal label printer and colored in, so it looked a little bit more lively. As you can see, this recipe is very flexible and you can tailor it to your liking. I love these types of formulas and they are really fun to play around with. You can do whatever you want, any color, any scent, and make it how you like. Leave your questions and comments below and let me know if you decide to make this for yourself or your friends and family. Thanks for watching. Please see my description for all the links. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my formulating journey here on YouTube. If you have any suggestions for specific formulas you would like to learn or see me make, then please enter them in the comments and I will see you soon.